Good morning, my lovely, beautiful people. How are you today? It's so good to see you again. As usual, I am Suzanna Key of Spark Organizing, and this is our 11 a.m. Productivity and Office Organization Facebook Live. I'm glad that you're joining me. Today, we are talking about keeping our priorities in focus. It's relatively easy to figure out what our priorities are. It's really hard to hold on to and commit to focusing on those priorities. So that's what we will be talking about today, is how to keep those in focus and really stay motivated with them. Now, a little bit about me. I actually just finished last night having my wedding reception. We had our ceremony in July and had to have the reception separately because of family travel plans and all of that. So last night we had a fantastic reception here in Orlando, Florida, and I am very thankful for all of you who were actually able to attend, and we had a wonderful time. So thank you all who watch and were able to attend the reception. I had a fantastic time with you. And for those of you who missed it, it's just, there's my news. There's my little bit about me for today. I recently married and finally finished the whole wedding thing. It's kind of a relief, but it's been really hard during all of this planning. Pardon the dogs. It's been hard during all of this planning to keep my priorities for work in focus, because I had both the priorities of the pressure of planning all of these things in addition to the priorities of work, in addition to the normal life priorities, such as, doctor's appointments and health things, which there's nothing major, but that's always part of our lives, right? And family things that are important. All of these, it's easy for me to kind of lose focus on what's truly important and keep motivated. That's why I came up with this as our topic for today. Now, as far as one of the most essential things to keep those priorities in focus is to know your values and your mission. Pardon the dog, he's joining us today. Know your values and your mission in the whole purpose of why you do what you do. This helps with motivation so much. You have to know your why. So for example, some of my values and mission with Spark Organizing and with my own personal speaking, public speaking, my teaching, my trainings and coaching include to support and encourage those who are overwhelmed so they can, not feel so alone and have hope and have some tools to get out of the overwhelm. To create a positive and uplifting place in a chaotic world. There's so much negativity in the world right now that I really want to be a safe spot and a positive light in the world where you can feel safe. And then to inspire growth in both myself and others. Spiritual growth, mental growth, and growth in your physical space. Those are three of my top missions in my business. My values include I am a very empathetic person. I care so much about other people and their experience in the world. I also value honesty and I value kindness. These are some of the things that are important to me. So when I am looking at my goals and my priorities in my day, knowing these things help me to keep the most important in focus. For example, right now, some of you are part of the beta version of our 365 project. And I had a choice. I could do the 365 project, or I could sell some really cool organizing supplies, which I love, and they're extremely useful. I believe in them, but that would take some time away from being able to focus. I could not focus on both. I had to choose one, the 365 project or the selling organizational supplies. Both of them would bring me money. Both of them would be useful in the world. Now the 365 project, for those of you who are not part of the beta version right now, is a daily email series to help you declutter your home and learn some more organizational techniques and just grow in your organizational space and create a peaceful environment. So looking at these two, in order to make a decision, I went with the 365 project because that aligns with my values and mission more. That really connects me more with moving people forward and helping them than just organizing supplies would. Even though organizing supplies would probably bring me more money, it is not as big of a passion for me. Now, during a busy day, when I have so many things to do, the priorities for 365 would be easy to let slip to the background, especially the ones I don't want to do because I don't feel like I'm as competent at them. And there are plenty of things I don't feel competent at, and it takes me longer. There's a learning curve, or I'm afraid that I'll fail with it, and all of these things, they block me. So those are easy to put off and focus on a different priority instead, or get distracted. Knowing my why helps me keep them in focus though. So when I see those tasks on my list that are so important, that are actually priorities, it helps me to know why. And as I read them, I think about the why. So the other day I had to edit some of the posts that I've pre-written to go out on the specific days. And it was a busy day. I had a bunch of other things that seemed very important. But when I thought about my why, I thought about there are 50 or so people in this beta version who have committed to giving me feedback and helping me shape the program, and who say that they are really loving the program. I am helping them in this way. And so when I see these tasks, I think I will help others by doing my edits. And that motivates me to complete my priority, and it keeps it in focus and does not allow some other tasks to push it out of the way. And that's important. Some of the other things that help are ask yourself, in 5 years, will this matter? And that one blows my mind sometimes because there are a number of things where it seems so important right now, but really there's no long-term effect. There's nothing that will change permanently or change long-term or a dramatic way. So in 5 years, will this matter? The 365 project, as far as I'm hoping, will. I'm hoping that in 5 years, this will be helping a lot of people who might not either be able to afford having a professional organizer in their home, or they prefer to do it themselves. I'm hoping that this is going to make an actual effect for people. And then also, take brain breaks on purpose. This is important too, because we can't only focus on our priorities. If we do, then we're going to get burnt out, and our brains are going to be overwhelmed, and we're just going to exhaust ourselves. So take brain breaks on purpose means find times in your schedule to block off to do some of those things that are not necessarily priorities, such as checking your email, maybe returning some phone calls, organizing the office a little, doing some filing, all the things that need to be done. Block off chunks of time so your brain can take a break from working on the priority and get some of those little minutia things done that need to get done, and that take maybe either less brain power or different brain power. And also, as I talked about in the productivity tools video, if you've not seen that, go back to the videos and watch that one, but use your timer. So use your timer and use that Pomodoro technique so you're taking regular breaks. This way you can really bring more energy to those priorities, and they don't seem as draining. Because sometimes it's draining when we focus too long on something and our muscle memory remembers the exhaustion of it. We might have had a great productive day of it, but we had a full 8 hours of powering through it. So it's really hard to get started and stay focused on that priority again if your body remembers the stress of powering through for 8 hours, because that's what it thinks is going to happen again. So take brain breaks on purpose. Those are 3 ways that I help keep my priorities in focus and stay motivated with them so they don't fall by the wayside and get lost in our daily urgencies. We had know your values and mission, your why as to why it's important to do it. We had keep your why in mind. I'm trying to think. I didn't take my notes right. We had keep your why in mind. We had in 5 years, will it matter? And then we had take brain breaks on purpose. So those are the 4 important items to keep you on track Keep your priorities in focus. Speaking of priorities and goals, I am privileged enough to be teaching a workshop through the E Squared. And if you don't know this organization, it is an amazing group. It's powerhouse by Shannon Tarrant, and she is just brilliant, this business mastermind. And I've been invited to teach a workshop through them on goal setting and how to achieve those goals, actually creating a plan. So during the workshop, we will create the plan, and you will leave with a written out plan for some of your goals. In addition, I am weaving in information about how to do so with your tendency. If you know the 4 tendencies, if you don't know it, then it's a book called The 4 Tendencies by Gretchen Rubin. Check it out, read it, take the test online, see what your tendency is, and a little bit about it. Amazing book, and absolutely revolutionizing how we understand ourselves in our accountability and how to hold ourselves accountable, because we're each so different. So I'll be weaving that in to the goals workshop, how to use your tendency to work your goals and create a plan. This workshop is on November 14th from 1:45 to 5. It's in Lake Mary, Heathrow area. If it's spectacularly successful, then we will probably do an online version as well for all of you virtual people who might not be as close. But if you are in the Orlando area and can make it out on November 14th at 1:45, this is going to be a really fun workshop. I've already started outlining a lot of what I'm going to say, and there will be handouts, and we'll have breakout sessions where you'll be brainstorming with others and not doing this on your own. It should be absolutely wonderful. I'm so excited. You can get your tickets at theesquared.com. So that's TheEsquared.com for your tickets. I'll also post that in the comments below. And I'd love to hear from you. If you want to post in the comments below, what goal or priority are you working on right now? What's important to you that you're trying to keep in focus? And share that with us. I love to see what everybody else is working on and to give you a big high five on your goals and priorities. I'm so glad to see you again today. Thank you for joining me for yet another Thursday at 11 a.m. Productivity Pointers Live. I am Suzanna Key with Spark Organizing, professional organizer, speaker, and trainer, and you can find me at sparkorganizing.com. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day, and I love you.